Well, thank you for joining us for Always Bet on the House. My name is Christina Stanley. I am the owner and managing broker of SDK Property Group. So I'm here with the fabulous, incomparable, fantastic Zar.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for being here.
My
honestly,
pleasure.
A total pleasure. Who is the managing partner for the agency in the great state of Nevada.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here, first of all. And I wish we could talk for days, because honestly,
We can.
Yeah, well, I know we can, trust me. But I know time is money, and you make a lot of it.
Time is the only thing we don't get back.
That is so true. Yeah. That is so true. The only currency that we spend without knowing what we got left over.
Exactly, yeah.
So first of all, let's talk a little bit about where we are. We're on site here.
We are.
In the sought after Allure.
Yeah, we're at the Allure Tower at the very top floor. This unit takes up the entire very top floor, the 41st floor. So we have 360-degree views of everything in the city. You hear the helicopters here. They're like at eye level with you up here.
Right, you can totally pull like oh my gosh.
A Mission Impossible.
Yes.
Like just get right on the helicopter if you're getting chased by a murderer.
It's absolutely breathtaking. The views here are breathtaking. It's over 6,000 square feet, right? Oh my God, 6,000 square feet on the top floor of a gorgeous condo building. And now in the sought after North Strip. What do you think about the North Strip right now? Because I really think it's the next up and coming area. I mean, we're right across the street from the space where they hold all the music festivals, the events ground. And then just south of that, you have the Circus, which is going to be sold for $5 or more billion. And they have a huge footprint because it's got the hotel, it's got the Adventure Dome, you've got the RV park, the motel. So when that goes, there'll be a ton of casino properties there. That's like twice the size of City Center. Right.
So we have a lot of really interesting things coming up here. And you're here at the very crown of this beautiful building on the top floor, taking up the entire footprint of the top floor. You've got like 7,000 square feet almost of living space, 5 bedrooms, and then we have about 4,000 square feet of patios, balconies, decks.
Yes,
so you get the best of everything.
Yeah, 4,000 square feet of outdoor space alone. That wasn't a mistake.
Yeah.
Because you have many homes here in Vegas that are castles in the sky that have gorgeous square footage between 5,000, 6,000 square feet, but they don't have this kind of outdoor space.
No.
4,000 square feet of balcony space is like
and every
very
angle.
Rare. Right?
You have the west, you can see every beautiful sunset, you can see the sunrises, and then you have the full strip view looking to the south, and to the north you have the stratosphere that's like right behind us, and all of Fremont Street.
You get a better view of the strat.
We're so close to the stratosphere, and we're as tall as you can get to it. So you even hear the people in the rides. If the balcony's open, you can hear them screaming for their lives.
I love it. Well, it keeps you on your toes, right? It lets you know you have a pulse.
It makes you feel alive. It's like you come home to this beautiful place every day, and it's not lost on you.
Full of energy, with the lights and all the views. There's no view of the valley that you don't get from this home.
Yeah, it's
it
unique.
just captures everything.
Yeah, most big penthouses take up a corner of a building, so you get maybe 1 or 2 views, but this one is the entire footprint. So 360-degree views are pretty hard to get.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, seriously, and I think the prices will only go up in this area. Don't you agree with the sale of Circus and everything?
I mean, there's no place for prices to go up because every market in Las Vegas has bounced back and then doubled.
Right.
Except the high-rise market. You know, we're still a city that is growing, but we have very little growth left. We've got like 96% of this valley filled up with real estate. So the little bit that we have left is going to start going vertical now. And right now, all of these amazing penthouses are being sold for below their replacement value. You can't build a high-rise building for less than about $1,400 a square foot. And most of these units are selling for $600, $800, $900 a square foot max.
Insane.
It's a bargain.
Yes, take advantage of these opportunities, because I don't think they'll last. I think when we're speaking again, if you love me enough to come back on.
Oh, please, I'll be happy to.
But I'm telling you, even in a year, I think it'll be double. I mean, like, there's absolutely nowhere for it to go except up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said earlier, all of the development of the Strip is coming right here.
North.
Because there's nothing south of Mandalay Bay. They can't build south of Mandalay Bay. You're in the FAA path.
Yes.
So that's why it's a hard stop at Mandalay Bay. And now everything has to fill in this way. But if you look at it, you know, most people don't realize where we are right now. We're at 200 West Sahara. We're at Sahara and Las Vegas Boulevard. One side of the street in Sahara is the city of Las Vegas. The other side of the street where the Sahara Hotel is, that's the county. And the strip ends at the county. So the Las Vegas Strip is not even really in Las Vegas. Right. It's like our little secret. But there's nowhere for it to go other than the little space we have between like the Wynn to Sahara is all that we have left, and that's where the Fontainebleau just opened. The Circus will sell and be multiple other resort properties, and one of our dear friends and clients is going to make an announcement in the next few months. He's going to start a hotel project very close to this location as well, so there's going to be tons of multi-billion-dollar developments, and to be in the heart of it, like in buildings like the Allure, in buildings like Turnberry, in buildings like the Sky Las Vegas, you're in the epicenter of everything for a bargain price. I mean, it's crazy how low the prices are today.
So did you guys get that? You're getting like nuggets of inside information from the king of real estate, and nobody knows Vegas better than Zar.
It's my passion.
Yes.
I love Vegas. I love this city. I travel like 8 days, 10 days a month, and I'm always happy to come home to Vegas.
Oh, that's so lovely.
That's how I know it's home.
Right? Because it makes you feel good. You feel so connected to it. And speaking of you feeling connected to Vegas, you do so much in the community. Can you just tell us a bit about what you do? Because you do a ton.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very blessed with my career. I've been very blessed with the people that have come into my life. So at the agency, we have a monthly charity event. Every month we have something that we have going on as a company, as a group that brings us together, in addition to all the things everybody else is passionate about and they do on their own. But like this month, as an entire company, the agency in 13 countries and almost 150 offices, we have a cleanup day. So the office in Malibu is going to go pick up trash at the beach. The office in Spain is going to be on a boat cleaning up the ocean. Everybody's doing something different. We're going to be organizing here to clean up our downtown area, which is where our office is located. And in a couple of weeks, we have something that we've sponsored for about 10 years now, which is the AIDS Walk. And we're the biggest donor to the AIDS Walk outside of the huge corporations. Like, we can't compete with the Wynn or Walgreens. But as far as a local sponsor, every year we've been the biggest sponsor for them for the last few years, and we are the second largest team.
That's amazing.
Everybody that participates in the run is actually on the Penn & Teller team, which are great clients of ours as well, and we've done a bunch of deals with them. But everybody automatically goes on their team because they match every donation up to, I think, a couple $100,000, which is so generous.
Yes.
And then we as a company are the next largest team that the AIDS Walk has. And we have a booth there. Our agents are connecting with the community. To sell real estate is to be part of your community.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're selling lifestyle, you're selling community, you're not just selling what's inside these walls.
It's not brick and mortar, right?
No.
I always say that it's a lifestyle thing.
It's definitely a lifestyle, and you have to be a good neighbor.
Yes.
Especially if you want to last in this business. You can't be an asshole. We have rule number 1 at the agency, no assholes.
I love it.
It's the
and
best
there are a
rule.
lot of those.
Yeah. Especially in our industry, we have a lot of egos, and we have a lot of jerks, we'll say.
Right. But leading with humility like you do, that's what is long lasting and successful.
Well, thank you.
Yes,
I try to remember humble beginnings and not forget everything that I've been fortunate enough to experience. I mean, if you told me 20 years ago I can wake up and go out and show the biggest house in Vegas, sell the most expensive house of the year, work with A-listers and all these things, I wouldn't know where to start, processing that. And that's my reality. So I can't have a crappy day.
Yes.
Like, I wake up in the morning and I'm happy to jump out of bed and get to work because I know there's somebody younger than me, more eager than me, who are like, I'm gonna come for that bitch. I'm gonna take those clients.
Nobody can come for you because there's only one. There's only one.
You're kind.
You're
Thank
the original. Originator, no imitation.
I've been blessed. I've been so fortunate to work with the amazing people that I work. And now we have a great team around us. We're almost 100 agents between our 4 Nevada locations.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
And can you tell us a little bit about, because you've got such a great new office space, can you tell us a little bit about that? Because it's so geared towards the agents and that, and allowing them to have this great lifestyle. Because this business can be super stressful, right? So you want an office space that's inviting and makes you feel motivated motivated to go on and get those deals?
I mean, you're at work more hours, at least I am, more hours of the day than I'm anywhere else. So I want to be happy when I'm at work. Our office used to be on the ground floor of the Jewel high-rise building downtown. And we had moved into that space. We bought it. We made it beautiful. And then we outgrew it within 6 months. So finally, the law firm that used to be John Moran, our former sheriff, and Oscar Goodman, our former mayor, two of the biggest mob criminal defense attorneys who became in charge of law enforcement and in charge of the city of Las Vegas. Like, only in Vegas does that happen. They used to run their law firms out of this awesome building downtown. And when they retired, we were fortunate enough to purchase that building. So it's an awesome building that has a rooftop. We've turned it into a margarita bar rooftop.
I love
We
that.
are super dog friendly. In my office, everybody knows I have a pickup truck parked inside my office. And the bed of the pickup truck is my dog's bed. So they come to the office with me. Everybody in the office is welcome to bring their dog, but we are very agent centric because we cater to the agents. You know, when we started the agency, when Mauricio, Billy, Blair, the original creators started the company, they were all agents. To this day, every single one of them's an agent. They're not even a broker. So they wanted to build a company that was for the agent, by the agent.
I love it.
And we're fortunate. We have our own photographer, videographer. We have our own accountant. We have tons of assistants and transaction coordinators. We even have a meditation room. I call it the Zen room.
That is so important in this business because you can really lose yourself and get, you can't, you have to keep things in perspective, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, you get one bad phone call, it could put you in a bad mood.
Yes, because that could be like a lot of money that you're depending on.
One phone call changes your entire day.
Right.
And we have an awesome agent that works mostly in Southern California called Santiago Arana. He sells like hundreds of millions of dollars. He has sold some $50-60 million homes recently.
I love it.
And he's very big on just meditating every day. So we've created this beautiful meditation room in the office. The lights are dimmed. We have salt lamps there. We have incense there. We have a beautiful space for you to go, zen out, meditate, and figure out what your next step's going to be when you need to take that break in the middle of a stressful day. So our office is a really fun place, and we're there all the time. I mean, I'm there sometimes 8, 9, 10 o'clock, midnight. Right. Because we have 2 bars in the office. We have a living space for our agents to come have book club, wine club. Come over. We've got plenty of those too. We've got dog beds that are king size mattress size.
I bring my Maxi, my Cavachon, and my sleeping bag, and I'm making this my new home.
Yeah, you can fit those in the office for sure because there's room for my Great Danes there, and they come to work every day.
Great Danes are gorgeous. So,
they're so regal, and they're so, I mean,
they're a statement.
Yeah.
Total statement.
Oh, yeah.
Total statement.
But I adore them. They're gentle giants.
So speaking of phone calls, right? Or emails.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I love this story because it's kind of your approach to life of always showing kindness, always kind of going out of your way no matter what your expectation. You don't have an expectation of getting anything back.
Yeah.
How, that kind of was a game changer in your life.
It changed my entire life, and it put my career in this space that I never thought I would be able to get to because, as a young agent, I mean, I started when I was 13 years old stuffing envelopes to real estate brokers. And by 15, I was answering phone calls for them, and I was going to open houses on the weekends and giving people a bottle of water and saying like, Christina, we'll be right back. Just wait here. And can you please sign in? So I did that for the longest time. And my entire high school years, I worked for real estate agents. And the sad reality is that I realized most of them are not great people. They're not great workers. They're not honest. And I'm like, as a kid, I realized I was like, oh my God, if these people were just honest with their clients, they wouldn't always be looking for their next client.
Because
You'd have
build
repeat.
that trust because they would be loyal to you.
And I'm like, listen, if the deal's gonna fall apart, let it fall apart. Tell your client it's bad, there's an issue, and you'll find another house tomorrow. Don't be so eager to make something work. So even as a teenager, I realized that, and I thought, oh, these agents are horrible. And I was like, I like this job. And I was like, if I'm just honest with clients, I can do this probably better than them. I did it for about 7 years before I sold my first multi-million-dollar house because what I realized was you can work hard, you can learn everything you can, and make great money in this industry. But what I did not know, and I was naive, was that sometimes to get to the $10 million homes, to get to the $20 million homes, it's not always what you know, it's who you know.
Right.
And I wasn't born into that lifestyle. I didn't grow up in the country club. My parents weren't best friends with the guys building $20 million houses.
But those are the ones that don't really know the other back end stuff like you know.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I ended up falling into that world eventually by hanging out with the right people. And one of those people was the man who changed my life. And it's a crazy story because as the market was tanking in the whole country, actually, in the early 2000s, I had been appointed as the head of the Sotheby's offices in Las Vegas.
Wow.
And, I always knew that management was like, keeping some deals for themselves. And if a hot buyer came in, like you wouldn't just give it to the agent on floor time.
Keep the lead. Right.
And
I know how that goes.
I was, young, naive, and I was like, I'm not going to be that kind of boss. I'm going to make sure that the deals go to the listing agent. They go to the person on floor time. And the story.
I know how it goes.
Yeah.
But look at the karma. But that's what you put out, you get back.
But that goes back to like our industry being, not always the friendliest. Everybody thinks they already know everything.
I think whatever, and forgive me for interrupting.
Oh, no, please.
But I've always felt like whatever's meant for you is for you.
Yeah.
And whatever path, like it's almost pre-written, it's predestined. But you just have to do the right thing and walk the right path. So I don't, are there people better than me, smarter than me? Yeah, everything.
Every day,
Right, of course. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you can't take what's meant for me. So I'm not jealous or intimidated by people, not because they're not more good looking or whatever. It's because they can't take what's meant, and I'm proud, happy for them. I'm happy.
And as long as you're doing the right thing, the things that are meant for you will come to you. I always say, it's like one of the punchlines is that people always say like, oh, if they don't know me, they're like, oh, Zar got lucky. He sold 100 million last year. Zar got lucky.
Luck. That's not
and
luck,
I go,
baby.
yes, I got lucky. I was like, I'm 100% lucky. But in my mind, people who know me know what I mean. People who don't know me, whatever, they're like, oh, he got lucky. No. But for me, luck is being prepared, knowing the information you need, and being ready when the time calls. So when something falls in your lap, you're not second guessing. You're prepared, you're ready to present it, and you present the information honestly and authentically to your client.
Amen.
Which is how my life changed. I mean, one day I was at the office, and an email comes to the office that looked like it had been written by a kid. And it said, hey, I live in a castle in Ireland, and I want to know more information about this 17,000 square foot house. And that alone blew my mind because I'd never sold anything anywhere near that price range. Nothing, 7 figures.
Right.
And this house is in the high 7 figures. Then they say, hey, I'd like more information about this house. So I tell the agent, who's like 3 times my age at the time, I'm like, somebody inquired about your listing. Can you let them know? And he says,
so rude.
I'm not going to waste my time. He's like, that's not a serious lead. Like, I don't like online leads, and that's not a serious lead. Nobody lives in a castle, and like, look at how this thing was written. So it was like a Nigerian prince email. Everybody's like, that's garbage. So nobody answered the email. And I wait almost 2 days, and I go, if nobody's going to respond, there's no harm in just saying, yes, this is the deal. This is the price. Here's the answers to your questions. So I would cringe today if I had somebody on my team do that.
Right.
But at the time, the person was asking, hey, is there a panic room?
Right.
What is the security system in this house? Tell me more about it.
Specific
Are
things.
they firm on the price? And yes, it could be a kid messing around. But I was a kid and I was an idiot. So I print the floor plan of the house. I circle where the panic room is. I'm like, here's all the answers to your questions. Let me know if anything else comes up. And it ended up an almost 11-month-long conversation where this person it's back in the good old days of AOL.
Yeah.
And you would get you get the IM every night. So every night I'd be, in front of the TV watching The Housewives, watching whatever was on TV with my laptop on my lap and the dogs hanging out. And it would pop up, hey, what are you doing? I was like, I'm watching Housewives and having a Twix bar. And they're like, but what'd you have for dinner? I was like, no, this is dinner. And the conversation, 95% of it wasn't even real estate related.
Right, it was like growing a friendship.
It was like a pen pal. And I'm like, this person could be a total scammer, but what do I have to lose? It's a 30-second response to a silly question of what'd you have for dinner, or what are you watching, or how's the weather in Vegas?
And sometimes you want to speak to a stranger, honestly.
It's worse things could happen.
Right.
So after 11 months, this person says, I'll take the house. What do I need to do?
11 months. You see the stick to
11 months of almost every night a little IM pops up and you respond, which that's like today's version of a DM.
But how many times have you shown somebody for a whole entire year that you've met and you have to show them house for?
And then they go by an open house or something.
Exactly. Hello.
Yeah.
So 11 months.
So 11 months and they say, we'll take the house. What do we need? And I said, well, you need to wire $500,000 to escrow. And I go into the office the next day and I tell everybody, you guys are fools. Like, I'm getting this person, they're buying this house and they're wiring, and they all look at me, they're like you're an idiot.
You're so naive.
They're like, you're an idiot. Nobody's gonna wire money. If the money gets wired, it's gonna bounce, and then they're gonna ask you to write them a check. I go, well, joke's on them. I don't have $500,000. So I was like, good luck.
Good luck with that one.
I was like, I'll take my chances. And the next day I get a phone call and they go, oh, we got a wire for $1 million. I'm like, well, that's not for me. They're like, no, it's for you. I was like, is it real? They're like, oh yeah, it's real money, seasoned in the US from a US bank account. You're good. So I go home that night. I don't say anything. It pops up on the computer. Hey, did you guys get the wire? And I go, yeah, but why'd you send so much money? Oh, I need you to get some things for when the house is ready. And I was like, what things? He's like, well, I need a beautiful home. And I go, it's a beautiful home. He goes, no, Zar, it's a house. I need a home. I need couches and 10 beds and 12 TVs, and I need you to buy everything we need. So when we come in, it's move-in ready. I'm like, wait, so you want me to go on a shopping spree? I've never had a client do that.
That's fabulous.
So I go, okay, well, I'll figure it out. And the person I was IMing with said, hey, tomorrow my office is going to call you and they're going to go over all the details. So I said, great, I'll be at the office at this time. Phone rings, and it's a very professional woman who says, thank you so much for taking care of the client. And I go, you're welcome. They go, he loves you. It's been, I can't believe how long you guys have been speaking. Let me give you some information. He would like you to come to the airport and greet us, and then we'll drive with you. Can you please write down a tail number? And I'm like, sure. I write that down. And I go, well, what's your flight number? What airline? And she goes, ha, ha, ha.
Do you have the tail number? We're private, baby.
I had no idea what a tail number was. So I'm like, okay, well, can you let me know which airline? And she's like, ha, ha, ha. Can you, please pay attention. I need you to get this, get that. She goes through the whole list. And I go, but can you tell me the flight number, please? And she goes, we don't have time for that right now. Like, be serious. And I'm like, okay. And she goes, you do understand who the client is, right?
You're like, no, I have no clue, actually.
Well, I'm not going to say that. I'm like, yeah, of course I know. She must have thought this idiot. So she goes, great. So you do know your client is Michael Jackson.
Oh my God!
And I'm like,
Jaw dropper.
Yeah. I'm like, I know. And I hang up the phone immediately and I start Googling. I'm like, Michael Jackson. And I'm like, where did he live last year? And it's like, oh my God, an article pops up. Michael Jackson's renting a castle in Ireland because it has a recording studio and he wanted to be secluded. And I'm like, wait a minute. His first email said something about a castle. And then I start Googling and I'm like, wait a minute. I think every night when I go home, I'm just chatting like it's like my girlfriend in high school, like BS with Michael.
Talking about Twix. I'm having a Twix.
I'm having a Twix bar and watching The Housewives. And he's like, what's that? So I'm like, the Twix or the Housewives? So
he might not know who the Housewives are.
I was like, my God. So then I start Googling more and I'm like, what's a tail number? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. I'm like, well, of course Michael's not like on American Airlines. Like, I was like, well, duh. So, because this woman was like, just drive up and pick us up. And I was like, drive up where? Give me the flight number, lady.
What are you talking about?
She meant drive up to the runway.
Right, exactly. Hello. No,
so I followed directions. It was like a scary movie, like one of the 80s like mob movies. I go, it's like dark. It's December, so it's dark at night. I go to the little call box. I punch in the numbers. I tell them the flight number. The gate opens. Now I'm like driving on a freaking runway.
But now you know you're going to be Michael Jackson, right?
Now now I know, but I'm like, I'm getting punked. I was like, this cannot be true. I was like, somebody's played a horrible joke for the past year. And I grew up as a kid of the 80s in Spain, and Europe doesn't have a huge celebrity culture. Right. So there were only like 3 famous people: Michael Jackson, Prince, and Madonna. That's it. Everybody else is like, who cares?
Right.
So I did everything they told me. I pull up to the runway. 3 or 4 black SUVs pull up behind me, and I see this man who was so tall, so humongous, walking towards my car, carrying like, I thought, a bag or something. And he opens the door to my car, and he's holding Michael like a baby. He's holding Michael, and he puts him in the passenger seat of my car and says, "Don't go anywhere. We're gonna load up the other cars, and we'll follow you to the house. When I flash my high beams, you can go." And I was like, okay.
Are you totally?
And I look in the passenger seat, and I'm like, that's the king of pop right there.
In your passenger seat?
Right there. Just him and I. And he goes, "I'm so excited to finally meet you. It's been so great chatting." And I was like, oh my God, that really is. I was like, I was shaking. I was like, that really is him. He goes, "Thank you so much. Let's go check out the house."
Oh my God. That story gives me chills. Like,
he changed my life.
It's phenomenal.
He changed my life. After that night, I spent 3 hours showing him the house because it was a massive house.
Right.
After that, he's like, "Well, don't leave." And I was like, "Well, it's like midnight." I was like, "I got it." He's like, "I need a favor." And I was like, "Sure, whatever you want." And he's like, "Well, now that we're friends," I'm like, "Wait, we're friends?" I was like,
Michael Jackson,
we are friends? So I was like, okay.
It was 11 months.
What do I do now that we're friends? He goes, "Well, can I get you to check my mail?" And I was like, "You mean come to the house?" And he's like, "No." Well, I didn't realize when you're Michael Jackson, you don't have mail come to your house, because then UPS can be like, "Oh, that's..."
Yeah.
So he meant send the mail to my house, which meant every day, every other day, go to his house and be like, "Hey, Michael, you got a package, you got mail, you got this." And the packages he would get were...
Did you have like 5,000 packages at your house?
No, but I would get very fancy packages, sometimes in an armored truck.
No way!
That were like very exclusive, from like the royal family.
My God, like Princess Di, because they were great friends.
I mean, amazing gifts would show up, and I don't know I don't know if it's like garbage from Amazon or if it's like a $20,000 watch or a diamond ring. I would just go to the house every day, every other day, drop off mail, and we became so close. I spent Christmas with him. I spent birthdays with him. We traveled together. And for 2 years, I never told anybody because he wanted confidentiality. And during those 2 years, we grew a beautiful friendship and a lot of trust. And I'm like 20, I'm in my early 20s. And after 2 years, he looks at me one day, he goes, "Zar, are you poor?"
Well, compared to him, I think everybody's
And I was
poor.
like, no. Because all my shithead friends are like still in college or like working like at Starbucks.
No, you are very ambitious.
And I'm already a successful realtor. So I look at him and I go, "Michael,
no,
I'm
we're good."
rich." I was like, I made $160,000 last year. And I'm like, boom. And he's like, "Oh my God, you're poor." And I was like, "No, you didn't hear me. I said."
What I said.
And he's like, "So you're poor?" And I was like,
"I'm not poor."
I was like, well, in my mind, I'm rich.
You're like,
I'm
"Do not hear."
I thought I was rich because I'm 20-something years old. I already owned my own house. I mean, I had a huge mortgage, but I owned a house. I was going out all the time. I was picking up the tab for all my loser friends. So in my mind, I'm rich. And he's like, "Oh my God, you're poor."
You were rich.
And then I go, "Oh, I guess in his world, I'm poor."
Right.
So he's like, "Can I help you?"
My housekeeper makes more than $100,000.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like the nannies. And he's like, "Oh my God." So he goes, "Do you need help?" And I go, "Well, what do you mean, do I need help?" He's like, "Do you need money or something?" I go, "You're going to write me a check." And he's like, "Well, if you need money," I go, "No, I don't need anything." I was like, I'm
good. I'm rich.
Very good. Like until 2 seconds ago, I thought I was rich. I was like, now that you've squashed that. And then he goes, "Well, can I do anything to help?" I go, "No." "Well, okay, maybe." I was like, now that I think about it, if you have friends or family who want to ever buy a house.
He asked for the referral, not the check.
I was like, just let them know. And he's like, "Well, yeah, of course, we love you." So couple of weeks, a month or something goes by, and he goes, "Oh, I have this friend. She's a young girl. She's going to be coming to Vegas to work here." And I'm thinking, oh, it's another nanny, or it's like somebody, an assistant to somebody on the team.
Britney Spears.
The phone rings. Yeah, the phone rings, and I'm like, this sweet little girl. She's like, "I want this and I want that, and the house has to be this size." And I'm thinking she's gonna now be like, and it's gotta be under 200,000.
Right.
Because she's giving me the whole list and she sounds like a kid.
Very young.
So I'm like, well, sweetie, what's your budget? She's like, well, there is no budget. I'm like,
There's
okay,
always
but what's
a
your budget? And I'm like, well, what's your name? And she goes, it's Britney. And I go, but Britney, like you can't get a pool and all these bedrooms and all these things for that much money. And she goes, well, the budget is like whatever until we find something we love. And I'm like, what's your name again? And she goes, it's Britney Spears. And I'm like, oh, it's Britney, bitch. I was like, oh my God. I was like, Michael gave Britney my number.
Right.
So
Bam, you said you asked for the referral.
now she becomes my client. And like a year goes by and he says, hey, I've got a friend coming. She needs help. And, you know, the way he made it sound, I was like, oh, so it's an executive. It's somebody from the record industry. He said, she's going to call you. Like, just, you know, look out for her phone. It's a New York area code.
I'm going
And I answer the phone and she's like, hi, Zar, this is Mariah. And I'm like, okay, Mariah Carey. And she goes, yes, it's Mariah Carey. I was joking. I'm like, okay, Mariah Carey. And she's like, it's Mariah. She's like, were you expecting my call? And I go, yeah, I was. So
I was in my bubble bath waiting for your call.
Literally, I was like, this one. I mean, I still remember exactly where I was the day I got that phone call.
I love it.
And
like, how could you not?
He changed my life. Like, he took me to dinner with friends, and his friends are like Steve Wynn.
Right.
I mean, his friends are Neo. I mean, he introduced me to so many people and opened all these doors and gave me access.
Right. He gave you
to a clientele I never had.
You were prepared and ready.
I was prepared. I was ready.
Rich.
And we had, in my mind, honey, I was the wealthiest. So, yeah, I mean, he single-handedly changed my life. That's how I became, you know, the agent to the stars. And I ended up on TV for 9 years. And I ended up doing all these amazing things. It's all because of the gift that he was to me. And he single-handedly changed my life by trusting me because I trusted him and I guided him properly. So we had 4 transactions together over his years, and I knew him until his unfortunate passing.
God. See, the universe brought you Michael Jackson, but your preparedness brought you the success.
I always think, like, what if I didn't answer that email?
Imagine.
Like, what if I was just like, oh, everybody's right. It's a spam email.
Do you need money? You're like, yeah, I need another, I need $1 million.
Can you buy me a house?
Right, no. But you asked for the referral. You asked for something, and that was even, but you know what I'm saying? Because, like, that's what, their decisions, choices you make. All the time. It's choice. It's a choice.
I mean, I was content in my life, you know, selling what I was selling, doing what I was doing. I was like, I can die now. I've sold a property to Michael.
Right.
And that was just the beginning.
We don't want you to die, though. Look at you have the status life you live, right?
I'm very fortunate. So I've, you know, that has snowflaked.
Right.
Eventually, the casinos on the Strip said, oh my God, you can handle Michael. You can handle Mariah. Like, we have a new CEO whose wife is like horrible.
Over the top.
Would you take them?
Westgate.
And I was like, gladly, because people assumed these celebrities are high maintenance. The reality is, the bigger the celebrity, the more comfortable they were in their skin.
Right.
So they don't need to like have their nose up in the air.
Nothing to prove.
And
What
like show up in the fanciest car, but then you know they don't qualify for a mortgage. They're like, oh, well, they show up in a regular car and they go, we'll pay cash.
Right, exactly.
I'm
you
like,
know,
oh, that
show
much
up
cash?
in the Phantom, and it is a Phantom.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth? Yeah. So no, he, you know, next thing I knew, casino executives were calling, and then entertainment directors were like, oh, we're hiring a new headliner. But since you've helped all these other headliners, can we just have them come to you, or the hotel's going to help find them a house? Can you help? And the title of like Realtor to the Stars stuck, and now I've been so blessed. It's like the sports teams that move here. You know, tomorrow I'm meeting a celebrity client who's coming here from Paris.
Amazing.
And they didn't even ask, you know, people just either were referred or they know my resume and they go, we got this. And I go,
this is the man of off the market. Like, you make things happen. You don't even have to advertise.
Well, I wish that was that easy, but no, it's, you know, people are like, oh, I want to do what you do. Like, I talk to so many 20-something-year-olds that are like, I want to get in the industry, but I only want to sell big houses. And I go,
well, you gotta
me too.
Start somewhere.
I'm like, me too, but I don't sell big houses every day.
The bread and butter, right? The bread and butter.
We do everything. I mean, we do everything. I help clients with a rental because you can be a person who buys a $10 million house and tomorrow you're like, I want my kid to be humble. Go find him a rental for $1,800 a month. And I don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, I don't do that. Let me refer it.
Right, yeah.
I don't do rentals.
I love that.
Yeah, I will do everything.
That mentality. I love that. Humility.
And as the head of the brokerage for the whole state, I will relate to the agents. We have agents that only do rentals. We have agents that only do high rise. We have agents that do commercial. By me being involved in all those things,
you walk the walk
I can
and talk
to them about what's going on. I can't tell them, oh, I haven't done a rental in 20 years. Ask somebody else for help.
I don't know what you're going through.
No, I do all of it, and I'm happy to do all of it.
I love it.
Yeah, it keeps me grounded. I mean, some of the best memories I have are not with these giant clients and giant homes. Are homes we built for low-income families that we gave them down payment assistance.
And they cry and
oh my God. I just get goosebumps talking about it because
that's a game changer for them.
The life changer. It's like the construction workers, the foremen, everybody starts to cry because we're like with the assistance that we've gotten from local politicians, from local grants, from all these different things. This family that has like 3 kids and they live in a 1-bedroom apartment, and these kids who've never had their own bedroom got down payment assistance, got a low interest rate. They're paying less for a house than they were in rent. And the kids are like, wait, this is my room? Like their little eyes just are beaming. Up, and the parents are crying. And it's like, we get so excited over that stuff because one of our things at the agency that I always preach to everybody is luxury is not a price point. No. For you and I, this could be a luxury home. For somebody else, a clean glass of drinking water is a luxury. Like, you don't know how long they have to hike to get fresh water.
It's all relative.
So everything is relative. You know, for somebody, an apartment that you and I wouldn't even want to step foot into is a luxury because they've never had a roof over their head.
It's a warm place. It's a safe place. It's
luxury is the feeling. Luxury is all relative, but it's a feeling you give somebody of safety, of comfort. So we try to remember that. And regardless of your price point, we want to make sure that we take care of you just as well as we would a client who's going to buy a $30 million home or a client who's royalty.
Because we all deserve respect. Everybody, we all deserve
Nobody's
respect.
better than anybody else.
I'm going to start crying. I love this. I love this. I love this attitude. And may I say, I'm going to tell a quick story. It's nowhere as amazing as the Michael Jackson.
Please, no.
But because my mother was in the business, she was an agent for Douglas Elliman, and she was the same attitude. She had a client that came to her office, and I forgot the family's last name, but they built houses in the Hamptons, they reinvested, but they wanted something that she was like, all the people in her office were like, that doesn't exist. They're never gonna go up in price. You're wasting your time, blah, blah. And she was like, you know what? No, I'm not wasting my time. I'm gonna take them out. They ended up sticking with her, and they always had to do a 1031 exchange from their Hamptons money into the city. And they bought, I can't tell you, countless number of places from my mother. And that's the whole thing. She always had that attitude too. You take the chance. You're not jaded. The worst thing is to be jaded in life because you miss out on so much.
You miss out on so many beautiful opportunities. I mean, I think what would have happened if somebody else would have answered Michael's email? Like, would they have gone through 11 months? Would it have stopped? Would it have ended? Like, would it have been one transaction? I mean, I had 4 transactions with him.
With MJ.
Where did it go? Like, opportunities are endless if you're always doing the right thing. And when agents call me, like our agents call and go, oh, Zar, I didn't get a proof of funds letter from this client. I don't know. I go, well, how do you feel in your gut? First of all, trust your gut. Because I have clients who've bought super expensive homes and never felt comfortable showing it. But I'm like, today we have so many ways to track a client's wealth. You can just Google the client. You can find out. And I go, worst case scenario, as long as you feel safe, or go with somebody in the office. But if you're just going, it's a dress rehearsal. You're going to show this listing that you're only going to show to somebody who gives you a bank statement, gives you this, gives you that. But somebody you're not sure about, I was like, I never asked Michael for proof of funds. And then $1 million showed up. So go to your listing. It's a dress rehearsal. It's a dry run. And then you get, at the very least, you're going to get more experience. And the next person that walks in might buy it.
That's so right.
Just do it.
Yeah. That is so right. See, it's all about attitude. It really really is in this business.
Yeah.
It's all about attitude and putting in the work.
We have
Too
to.
many people don't realize you've got to put in the work. And a dress rehearsal is preparing you.
Absolutely.
For the more you show a property, the more you fall in love with it. The more you know that property.
Of course.
And the more you sound educated and familiar, the more people trust you.
Yeah. And then the clients feel confidence buying from you because they go, what's the HOA fee? You immediately go, it's $4,800 and 32 cents.
Which is this
and they
per
go,
square foot. And they're like,
he knows it.
Yes, exactly.
Versus like, I'll
get back
blah,
to you
blah,
on
blah,
that.
or I'll get back to you.
Right.
I'm like, the client wants to know they're confident with who they're working with.
That they know this property like the back of their hand. Seriously. Oh my God, I love this. I wish we could I wish we brought a sleeping bag for this whole thing.
Well, we can do this again and again. Yeah.
Because you are amazing.
I'm blessed. I always say I just open doors and sell a little dirt because that's what it all comes down to. You just open the door and you Vanna White it. You're like, ta-da.
No, but you're so much more. But I appreciate the humility.
Oh, thank you.
So much more. Heart, brains, experience, love, determination, compassion. Like it goes on and on and on.
Well, it takes one to know one. Like, to recognize it, it means, you're feeling the same way and you understand it because it's a lot of work.
It is.
We put in long hours and nothing we do is guaranteed. You can work your ass off on a listing and it expires.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It is. You have to take a chance. But you got to take a chance on yourself.
Absolutely.
You got to believe in what you do.
And go with your gut instinct.
Yes.
Like I just knew this person on the other end of an email, I felt a good energy from it.
I love it.
And I was like, well, what do I have to lose? Like, so if I respond and answer, what are you having for dinner? Who cares? That's
a calculated risk reward.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you'll go on a roller coaster, but you won't answer an email.
Right.
This is going to lead to something huge.
Yeah.
And you might die. On the other side.
Listen, absolutely. So, I always say do what feels good to you and do what you love. Because if you're doing what you love, it doesn't feel like work. Like I can work an 18-hour day and I love it because I'm thrilled to be in these beautiful homes.
Right.
I'm thrilled to be with amazing people like yourself, with amazing clients. I mean, you love what you do, so you just keep doing it. It makes it easy.
Yeah, it's true. When you love what you do, it's not a job.
Yeah.
I love it. So it's not that bad for a job.
And listen, we are fortunate. We get paid well for what we do.
Absolutely.
I would never say we get paid too well because we have so many heartbreaks for, people.
That's what people don't see, the deals that fall through.
Yeah.
When I see your check, I'm like, you don't know how many deals fell through to get this check.
And then you're like, do you know how much of this check is going here and there and everywhere? I'm like, this check is not this size. I'm like, by the time we cut it into all these different pieces, but people don't appreciate that. I mean, I had a listing once that took 8 years to sell. It was my longest listing.
Right. 8 years of marketing, 8 years of everything.
8 years of paying every month for marketing. 8 years of showings, 8 years of all these things. And the client fired me twice during the 8 years. At one point, he's like, you're not a good agent. They went with another agent. That listing expired, brought me back. Another year later, he goes, we're just going to auction the house. They hire an auction company. They fire me. And he came back every time. He's like, every time I fired you, you kept the same attitude. You kept responding to me.
And you weren't rude.
Yeah.
See, that's another.
I was like, okay, if I can't do it and somebody else can do it better. And he was like, no, you were right. Like, it was my fault. It was the price. It's my fault. It was this. So I go, well, thanks. And he goes, you were such a gentleman I told you to give me the listing and I did. He's like, I asked this other agent to give me the listing. They're like, I don't cancel terminations. I don't do this. I don't do that. And he's like, you just canceled and gave it right back to me. So I'm hiring you again. So I said, okay.
Humility. There again, it's humility. And you knew that you did everything you could do.
Yeah.
So the universe knew that too. And you knew that. So and he learned that by your humility.
Yeah.
You could have said some choice words and been rude and then cut the relationship, which sometimes we do want to do.
Right? We're emotional human beings. All of us that are successful are a little bit crazy.
But that was the greatest approach though, because when he realized, which of course they all do, that you are the best, that you didn't burn that bridge.
Yeah.
You didn't burn that bridge.
No.
Sometimes cursing is so good. It feels so good. Wait until the phone is actually hung up.
Yes, make sure you've hung up the phone.
Yes, not while you're still on it, because people have done that. My mother did that.
Oh God, yeah. I've made so many mistakes. Sent an email before reading it twice.
I know, now I don't.
All these things. Yeah. So you try to behave yourself and like everything else in life, with experience, you get better and better.
Right.
Yeah. The more you do it.
Yes. Oh my God.
So we're happy to be here. I mean, we're fortunate to be here every day, and we're lucky to do something we love to do.
Right?
Yeah.
And thank you. And we're here in Allure in this beautiful penthouse. Gorgeous, over 6,300 square feet. 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms of like, I mean, it's a castle in the sky.
Yeah, private elevator.
Private
you have
elevator.
your own elevator up
it
here.
Opens up to your gorgeous home unit. So, you know, 4,000 square feet of outdoor space.
Yeah,
So
outdoor
like,
living space. So
outdoor
altogether,
living
you have
space.
over 10,000 square feet.
Fabulous.
You have the entire floor. You have the entire very top floor. And if you look at it from afar, it's like a little crown. It's sitting up here all by itself. It's like the crown on top of the prince.
The crown of the Allure. I love it. I love it. Well, we're blessed.
Thank
and
you.
I'm so blessed that you are here, and I've enjoyed this so much.
Ditto. It's been a pleasure.
I love
It's been fun doing
I love
this.
it. We got to do it again.
I would love to.
Again, and
you
again.
tell me when.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in to Always Bet on the House. And you should bet on this beautiful, gorgeous penthouse. And of course, you'll never lose when you bet on Zar.
Oh, you're kind. Thank you.
And just thank you so much.
I'm always on social media. Instagram's my favorite, but Instagram, Facebook, all platforms of social media at zarzanganeh.com or theagencylasvegas.com. And my last name's hard to spell, but we'll share.
So can we have, one quick story, then I'll tell our social. But this man, this fabulous person here has a credit card with just his first name. Can we because we need a quick funny story.
Oh my God.
So tell us this quick funny story. Because you're like up there with Cher and Madonna.
Shockingly, I'm on one list with them. So I bank at the fabulous City National Bank, which is like the celebrity bank in LA, and that's a whole different story. But I sent them so much business. We did so much work that I got to know the CEO of the company. And he said, we're going to give you the black card. And I'm like, I'm not a baller to have like a black card. He's like, we know, but we're going to give you the black card anyways. So he gives me the black card. It arrives in a FedEx package. It's got a whole box and a fancy presentation. And I flip the card over and it just says Zar on it. No last name, nothing. So I call and I go, I think there's a mistake. They're like, nobody knows your last name. They're like, everybody just calls you Zar.
Right.
So that's all we put on the card. And I'm like, oh, this is so baller.
It's baller.
Like a month later, I'm I don't know, in some city somewhere in the Midwest, and I go to rent a car, and it's like late at night. I'm like the last person at the airport, and I give the lady my card, and she's like, we don't take corporate cards. And I go, no, that's my card. She's like, what's Zar? And I go, that's me.
Like Cher or Madonna?
That's exactly what I said. I was like, listen, this is City National. 3 people have a credit card with one name, me, Cher, and Madonna. She goes,
bam, bam.
well, if Cher and Madonna were here, I wouldn't ask for ID.
Oh!
And I was like, okay, touche, lady. Here's my MasterCard. I'll take that card back. She's like, we're not renting you this Corolla. I was like, that credit card can buy like 50 Corollas, ma'am. I was like,
it can buy a dealership.
I was like, okay, here's my little humble credit card. Just take it and I'll take your Corolla and see my ass to the hotel.
I love it. I love it. But that is pretty awesome, though. Not many people can say that they have a black card with just their first name.
It's a special card. It works at restaurants. It works at a lot of places, but don't try to rent a car with it unless you're sharing Madonna.
Well, we are going to dinner.
So,
thank you
so much for your time.
That was a great fun story. I love that.
Thank you.
And you can find us Always Bet on the House, YouTube and Instagram. Always Bet on the House. Thank you so much.